Sports, 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 sports.
Hey there, sports fans. Welcome to Sportsball, part of the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. We talk about sports-related topics, but we focus on you, the fan, and what you like, whether it's a sport, team, athlete, sports-related news, or sports-related event. This week, we're talking about sports-related news, and we're talking specifically about this whole situation with Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers, and this weird company called Aspiration. So to kind of lay out the foundation for all of this, and I'm using as my primary source this awesome article by Law Murray of The Athletic that has kind of given us a little bit of a timeline for everything that's happening here. So all of this starts July 2019 when Kawhi Leonard, who had just won the NBA championship with the Toronto Raptors after forcing his way out of San Antonio the previous year, he declines his player option and becomes an unrestricted free agent. And he chooses at that point to have a deal or to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers. During this time as well, this is the whole situation with Paul George, who was with the Oklahoma City at the Thunder at the time, and the Thunder make a deal with the Clippers to bring a whole lot of draft picks and a whole bunch of people, including current league MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, from the Clippers to Oklahoma City, where he is now thriving. And that deal will probably go down in history as definitely not the worst, because Luka Doncic just got traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Los Angeles Lakers. But perhaps one of the most one-sided victories for all of sports. So fast forward to December 2019, the NBA starts conducting a formal investigation into the Clippers regarding the conduct of Uncle Dennis, which is Kawhi Leonard's primary advisor. And just the whole thing stems from Kawhi Leonard's free agency, in which he is going around and he's asking all of these teams who are or who are interested in signing him about things that they could get in addition to salary, including things like access to private jet, part ownership of a team, like ridiculous things that go way beyond the traditional scope. So the investigation concludes at the time that no punishment for the Clippers or anything like that. Adam Silver, who's the NBA commissioner, says that salary cap circumvention is among one of the great no-nos, like a cardinal sin of the NBA, and that if there is any evidence that a team is circumventing the salary cap in order to provide their players with impermissible benefits, that would the NBA would bring down the hammer on somebody. So from December 2019 to September 2021, not a whole lot happens, except the Clippers do not have the level of success that they're hoping for because Kawhi Leonard is constantly injured, and he's very in he's very unclear about his status a lot of times when it comes to his injuries. So we fast forward to September 2021, and the Clippers at this time, who are owned by former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer, they break ground on a new stadium in Inglewood, California. It's a $2 billion arena called the Intuit Dome, and they're starting to show off some of their partners, some of their new sponsors, and one of the partnerships is with a company called Aspiration, a company co-founded in 2013 by Andre Cherny and Joseph Sandberg. So those two people are going to come into play a little bit later. From what I gather, Aspiration. So according to Wikipedia and some things, Aspiration is a sustainability as a service company with global operations based in LA. So the whole purpose behind the company, it is for finance, but according to this, in April 2017, the company launched feature. Okay, never mind. Let's see. So, Green Financial Services, per their website, we're on a mission to use finance as a force for good. We didn't set out to build a bank. We set out to build a better world. For over a decade, we've been leading the way in climate-friendly personal finances, empowering our customers to directly combat climate change. A little bit more info about this company, Aspiration, which, according to their website, that's also called GreenFi. Their promise, our mission is to be a financial partner you could trust to help you do well for yourself and do good for the world. We do it by bringing fairness, sustainability, and a social consciousness to personal finances. Their purpose, a climate-friendly future. Mitigating the impact of climate change is going to require all of us to do our part. That's why we're empowering everyone to take bold climate action today through financial services that don't harm the planet, which sounds ridiculous, but whatever. So their conscience, we help you spend, save, and invest with a conscience so you can grow your money while making the world a better place. We keep your deposits fossil fuel free by committing to never fund projects like pipelines or oil drilling. And finally, their pledge, committing to giving back 10% of the monthly pay what is fair contribution. A contribution you choose to pay is donated to nonprofits that support climate action. Previous donation recipients include organizations like Sea Tree, who protects and regenerates blue carbon coastal ecosystems, and Rainforest Connection, who prevents illegal deforestation and stops animal poaching. So that's a little bit about Aspiration. But it is announced in September 2021 on their media day that there is an agreement between this company and the Los Angeles Clippers that it's valued at more than $300 million and was set to go through 2043. And Ballmer, who sat down with Joseph Sandberg to address the media. Sandberg said this: "We are so proud to be partnered with Clippers and Steve Ballmer in making sure that as we defeat the climate crisis, Inglewood and the communities that surround Inglewood are at the front of our fight." So you're going to be hearing a lot from us in the coming years about how we're partnering to make sure that Inglewood is thriving and one of the first communities to exit some of the despair that's happening because of the climate crisis. So at this time as well, Kawhi Leonard addresses the press later that month. It was the first time that he was made available after a right knee injury sidelined him for the 2021 Western Conference semifinals. So he undergoes ACL surgery over the summer, and there's a chance that Kawhi Leonard at this time is coming up for an extension coming up soon. And they're looking to match their finances with Paul George, who signed an extension not that long after this. So Kawhi Leonard, during this time, he ends up explaining a little bit more about a deal that he signed in the offseason of. Okay, so Kawhi Leonard didn't really talk to the media a whole bunch between this time, which is 2021 to the following year, September 2022, because he missed that entire season. And he explains during the offseason in 2022 that he is taking a little bit more of a team-friendly deal just so that he is secure, because he's had a lot of knee issues, he's had a lot of health issues, and he just wants to play basketball. Next on this timeline, April 2022, Kawhi Leonard agrees to a $28 million endorsement deal with Aspiration under his company filed as KL2 Aspire LLC, which was filed 4 months prior. So it states in the arrangement that Kawhi would be paid 4 times a year throughout March 2026. June 2022, so during this Aspiration agreement, Kawhi Leonard was not active on X during this time. He wasn't really doing a whole lot for this company. And a couple things that they noted is that they said happy birthday to Kawhi Leonard through a Clippers tweet, and Aspiration was on the official tweet, I guess. December 2022, Aspiration receives an almost $2 million investment from DEA 88 Investments, an LLP controlled by Clippers vice chairman and Ballmer's college roommate Dennis Wong. So days later, the Aspiration paid Kawhi Leonard a $1.75 million quarterly payment that was several months late. March 2023 rolls around and Ballmer makes a about $10 million investment in Aspiration, and Ballmer just infuses some cash into this company, which is not in the best financial condition right now. During this time, they are spending cash like there's no tomorrow. They're not raising a whole lot of money, and they're starting to let employees go. June 2023 rolls around, and the Los Angeles Clippers announced that they have officially ended their partnership with Aspiration with, again, a tweet that wishes Kawhi Leonard happy birthday, and something that indicates that Kawhi is part of Aspiration. January 2024 rolls around. Kawhi Leonard signs a $153 million contract extension through 2027 with no player options or anything like that. It's his first big contract since the NBA's new collective bargaining agreement. And then the Clippers are announced that they would host the 2026 All-Star weekend or All-Star game at the Intuit Dome. And then that the sponsorship agreement entered into between Aspiration and was terminated last season. So the Clippers do confirm that the deal between Aspiration and the LA Clippers has been officially called off. March 2025. Joseph Sandberg was arrested on March 3rd for conspiring to defraud an investment fund of at least $145 million. By the end of March, Aspiration filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And during the process of going through Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, Aspiration and KL2 Aspire LLC, which is Kawhi Leonard's LLC that is receiving these payments, Kawhi Leonard is still owed $7 million from the original $28 agreement. Joseph Sandberg pleads guilty to fraud in August 2025. So, according to the article, so Sandberg pled guilty to fraud in August 2025. Well, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission charged Sandberg with raising more than $300 million from investments based on a fraudulent scheme to generate and mislead investors about fake revenue for environmental sustainability services. And this investigation by the SEC is still going on. September 2025. This is, shortly before Pablo Torre, who broke this whole story on his podcast. Pablo Torre finds out the Clippers deny any wrongdoing about cap circumvention, or they engage in any misconduct related to Aspiration. And then after the first episode of Pablo Torre finds out, that kind of blows the whole thing up about this. The NBA said through a league spokesperson that a new investigation of the Clippers will commence. So at this time as well, Steve Ballmer goes to ESPN campus, is interviewed by Ramona Shelburne to talk about the accusations. He sounds pretty confident that he's done nothing wrong, so that feels kind of icky right now. And since then, Pablo Torre has had another podcast episode come out that did confirm the Dennis Wong part of the story as well. And then finally, the last part is that Kawhi Leonard spoke at Media Day for the Los Angeles Clippers and pretty much refuted everything that Pablo Torre said, called it clickbait journalism. And he said that he's not going to acknowledge that he's done anything wrong because he didn't do anything. Let's see. In addition to that, he's dismissed allegations that he and the team have participated in any activities to circumvent the NBA salary cap, calling them conspiracies. And this is the first time he's actually spoken about these publicly. He says that it's easy for him. He doesn't read headlines or do conspiracy theories or anything like that. It's about the season and what we got ahead of us right now. Tomorrow we'll start camp and see what we've got. So he kind of dismissed the NBA part of the investigation. The NBA is going to do their job. None of us did no wrongdoing. And yeah, I mean, that's it. We invite the investigations. It's not going to be a distraction for me or the rest of the team, which quite frankly sounds like bullshit, but whatever. So that is the story up until this time. And lots of people have been kind of theorizing that the Clippers are going to have like a Joseph Smith or Joe Smith style punishment where they clearly the so Joseph Smith or Joe Smith when he signed with the Minnesota Timberwolves in 2000, they participated in a scheme to circumvent the salary cap. So they lost 5 first-round picks and a $3.5 million fine was levied against the Timberwolves. Plus, Joe Smith's deal was voided as well. And pretty much from that point forward, Joe Smith was not really much of a factor in the NBA. So there's been a lot of talk over the last month or so about what is going to happen with the Clippers, that the NBA is going to be investigating, and the possible outcomes of all of this. This investigation is going to take, I would say, a good chunk of time to get everything figured out. I personally do think that the Clippers probably did something wrong, and that Kawhi Leonard is probably somebody who doesn't have the best reputation right now. And I think this is going to be a giant distraction for them for a long time. I don't think that this is going to be something that is going to be on the same level as Joe Smith, but I think this is going to do more damage to Kawhi Leonard than it is going to do for the Clippers. Because I think at some point, the Clippers are probably going to be like, you know what? We're done. We can't keep doing this because the Kawhi Leonard deal for the Los Angeles Clippers has just brought nothing but controversy, one step after another, between all the issues that he's had staying on the court and then all these controversies that have been bubbling up off the court as well. That's not great. And for them to have little to no postseason success because of this, I feel like at some point the Clippers are just going to be like, we can't keep doing this. So, and after that, I don't think anybody else is going to sign Kawhi Leonard because he will be borderline radioactive at that point. Nobody's going to trust him. And at that point, I think Kawhi Leonard's career will be done. But the problem also with that is he's won 2 championships. He's regarded as one of the best players, NBA players of all time. He was part of the NBA 75-year anniversary team. So he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's, it's crazy to think that someone like Kawhi Leonard could be swooped up in all of these controversies for somebody as quiet as him. And I think that the Clippers are going to find a way to make this go away somehow. And like, I don't think that they're just going to buy out or cut Kawhi Leonard or anything like that. But at some point, they're going to have to make a decision. And they're like, we can't keep doing this. Plus, in addition to that, the Clippers this year are a super old team. Ty Lue is a great coach, but he's got a lot of work cut out of him for this. And he's going to be asked about this all the time. So that's the situation with Kawhi Leonard. It is a crazy story that is happening, and it's going to dominate most of the NBA season, which I cannot stand because this season is going to be a lot of fun because there's going to be a lot of parity. I'm not sure if Oklahoma City is going to win another championship this season. They look awfully good still. They haven't made a whole lot of changes, but the other issue that we're going to run into as well is that until the NBA investigation is complete, and Adam Silver has got to decide if he's going to have a bit more of a backbone and if he's going to like throw down the gauntlet on the Clippers, which I don't think he is because he already did that with Donald Sterling. This is a situation where I don't think this is going to hurt Steve Ballmer as much as people think. And I think he's still going to continue to make the Clippers a pretty attractive place for people who want to play. But I think he's going to be a lot more careful of things moving forward. So that's the situation. What do you think? Give me your comments below about anything that you feel regarding this story, and we'll provide an update as soon as more is to come. But that's going to do it for this episode of Sportsball. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe to anything and everything SPDM Crew, wherever you get your podcast. Join us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Blue Sky at SPDM Crew. Check out our website at spdmcrew.com. Shout out to HiFlyer Creative Studios for making our awesome logo. Greatly appreciate their support. And if you have any marketing, logo, or brand standard needs, contact them at HiFlyerCreative.com. Shout out to HiFlyer. Oh, I just said that. Check out the other shows on our network. We've got a lot of great content, so please check out the other shows on our network. I'm really proud of the work that everyone's doing, so shout out to all of them. And finally, if you've got a podcast idea or you're interested in being part of the SPDM Crew as a guest or collaborating, email us at spdmcrew@gmail.com. Until next time, pain heals, chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever.